Welcome, everybody, back to Party Select, the podcast where two dudes and a guy who's their friend talk about the best thing that there is, and that's video games. Today, I'm joined, as always, by my co-hosts, Shay.
Hi, hello.
And Kyle.
Hi, it's me, Kyle, down here, like usual, always on the bottom.
Oh,
you do this.
Yeah, I literally do all the production. I can put myself wherever I want.
We are back after about 6 months ago. We did our original fantasy draft where we got a smattering of games. I think about 12 games and 2 counter picks we each chose, with the promise that about halfway through the year after Summer Games Fest, which is now wrapped up, we would come back and draft the remaining 6 games and 1 counterpick. Summer Games Fest has happened. We've gotten some dates. We've gotten some announcements. And we're back here to draft them, to get them all on our team, in hopes that we emerge the victor at the end of the year. So before we get in and get drafting, I do want to go over sort of a status of where we are and where things lie currently. Starting with Shay's publisher, Shenanigans Entertainment. Shay, you have all but one of your games scored, and the one that isn't scored isn't happening.
Well, two, like, so
No,
Skate
he has
Story
one
also.
more.
Oh, Skate
my
Story's
last
down there
pick.
too. Skate Story's down there
But-
too, yes.
Mario isn't happening, which we know is not happening.
Totally.
Skate Story is the only one that we gotta wait and see.
Yeah.
Wasn't anywhere near Summer Game Fest, which makes me a little worried.
Yeah.
But yeah, otherwise, my numbers are in the books.
Yeah, you're sitting at
was the plan.
149 points right now and in the lead comfortably. I, with Ubi Hard, currently have 4 games scored for a total of 60 points. Nothing so far on my list is confirmed to not be coming out, which, that's great. My counter picks, I did counter pick Donkey Kong Bonanza, which is coming out, so that's gonna probably hurt a bit.
Yeah.
You had picked it before, you had counterpicked it before it was announced.
Totally,
to give you credit.
totally. Way back in January. I was still on I think we're getting a Mario game, but Kyle,
Yeah.
the seer that he is, he knew that it was going to be different this year.
The all-seeing eye, the hidden eye in my forehead foretold it.
Too bad you didn't use that eye for your picks.
Hey,
Then we go to
rude as shit. Holy cow.
we go over to Naughty Hog, Kyle's publisher. He has, 5 games scored. He did unfortunately have Grand Theft Auto 6 drafted, which did get a confirmed date of next year.
Yeah.
But he is sitting currently in second place with 64 points. So,
Solid.
hey.
I am projected to score the least points by far, by a wide margin. So today,
You do have
today's
the
a
highest
big day
scored
for-
game.
You do have the highest scored game.
That's
Clear
true.
Obscure is the
Clear
highest
Obscure was a
scored game.
big get for me.
Yeah.
That is true. That is true. I don't think we're gonna get that standalone Venom game this year since it wasn't anywhere. We are definitely, almost definitely gonna get Mouse PI for Hire. That was there. I don't think we're gonna get Judas anymore, so that's probably gonna be another 0.
Yeah.
But I need to make up some ground big time because Doom did not hit quite as high as I thought it would, and then losing GTA 6 hurts really bad. I counterpicked the mainline 3D Mario platformer, so that'll be a net 0. That's good. But then I counterpicked Death Stranding 2 because I really didn't think it was going to happen, and that is gonna destroy me in the points because I would be very shocked if that game is not at least a high 80.
I agree.
So
Yeah.
that's going to hurt quite a bit.
So we all have a goal. We all know our objective. We all know where we sit and where we need to be. So with that being said, we're going to go in and because actually I am in last place, which I didn't realize. So I guess, do I go first or do we want to go on projection?
No, I think we should go reverse order of our original draft.
I
thought
don't
that's what we
remember what
talked
that
about.
was.
What was that?
See, I thought that's what we agreed on.
I thought we were just going in, the
about.
person who's losing.
Was I
the
think
first
going
pick.
it was Shay, Cody, Kyle, right?
That, judging from the order of our Fantasy Critic League, that is my assumption.
True.
I definitely picked first, and given that I'm first on here, I think
I never had the
Kyle
double pick.
Right,
So
I had
that would make
doubles.
sense.
So yeah, it was Shay, Cody, Kyle. So now I guess we'll do reverse Kyle, Cody, Shay.
Yeah, because
Okay.
if we just reverse score like that, it punishes me for being smart in drafting games that were definitely coming out.
It's blue shell the rich, as they say.
Yeah, you're not rubber banding is a thing, so we could rubber band this as well.
It's okay.
But I mean, you'd be going last regardless.
That's true.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess I'll go first.
Ah.
Oh man. Okay. I wasn't gonna do this, but now I'm gonna do this. Because
What are you talking about?
This is a fight between men and no holds barred.
Uh-huh.
Mina the Hollower.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, Cody.
I assumed that was going to be Cody's first pick, and if it wasn't, I was going to take it.
It was rude.
Fucking rude.
I'm cashing in whatever friendship points I might have left with you with that move. I'm so sorry, but this is bare-fisted knockout, drag down to the death.
All right.
This is the situation in which I find myself. I'm gonna stab you in the back to survive.
Let's see.
That's an aggressive move, though. I'm not going to lie.
It is. That's fucked up.
It's fucked up what I just did.
Yeah, what I just did is fucked up.
Okay.
Just
All
completely throws off Cody's plan. Was that going to be your first pick?
Easily.
Yeah.
That's at the top of my list.
Yeah.
Okay. That's all right. It's all right. I'm gonna go. I'm going to go Evil East Chronicles.
Solid pick.
Final Fantasy Tactics.
Yeah. I just realized I don't think we mentioned that in our Summer Game Fest wrap up video. I don't think we mentioned that one. I'm very excited for that.
Yeah, I've never played that one, so I definitely want to check that out.
Okay. Did you play
I'm not a
War of
big
the Lions?
Tactics. That's
The PSP
that was the remaster
one, I think.
version?
Yeah.
I didn't play it on PSP, but
Maybe it
I don't know.
was on.
I've played. Maybe it was No, I'm gonna. If I say it, I'm just gonna be guessing. I've played one Final Fantasy Tactics game. I think it was on PS2. Was that the first one?
War of the Lions was on the PSP. And that's it.
No, I don't know. Now I'm thinking it was a PS3 port.
Could be.
There's Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, right, for the Game Boy Advance.
Yeah.
Correct.
I don't think I played that one
And then Advance
I
2
played
on the
one of them.
DS.
because I'm not a big tactics
Sure.
RPG person.
Sure.
But with how beloved they are, it's a good excuse. I was vamping for no reason because it's my turn. Okay, I'm back to back here. I'm going to stick with my strategy that I had in the original draft, which is focus on games that have definitive release dates that are highly unlikely to be delayed, focus on sequels, focus on HD remasters, re-releases, ports, that kind of thing. Final Fantasy Tactics is a great pick. That was on my short list. Where I went away from that strategy is where I've been bitten in the ass. Picking a Mario game, Skate Story, like those are the two risky things. So I'm playing it safe here with my first two picks. I'm going to take Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4. The first one did very well.
Good pick.
Tony Hawk 3 and 4 are better games than the first two. I'm hoping that they do really well. I'm also going to take Dragon Quest 1 and 2. Highly beloved RPGs. The third one, that remaster, did really well.
Some
I'm
safe
gonna
picks.
assume these ones are going to do really well.
Yeah.
I'm looking for mid-80s. That's what I'm looking for from all my picks. If I can get mid-80s, I'm feeling good.
Okay. Let's see here. Sword and Sea. I'm gonna do Sword of the Sea, I think.
So is that you trying to Kyle me? That, like, you knew I was going to want to draft that
Look,
game.
we can't name that after me. That's not. We can't do. There are other historical figures that did that far before me. Perhaps the Brutus Gambit.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Sword of the Sea. Yep. Let's see. It'll be hard and add.
Okay. I am having to refresh the page for the stuff to update, so I apologize if I'm a little lagging behind. Okay. I'm gonna go Silent Hill F. I have very good feelings about it. Maybe that's coping. Maybe not. But I have good feelings.
It looks really good.
It looks really good.
It doesn't look like a game I'm going to play, but it looks really good.
Yeah, that's fair. I go twice.
I had that one on my list, and that was a game that I was like, it's hard for me to draft a game like that, like, it's not that I want it to be bad by any means, but a game that there's like no way in hell I would ever play it. It's hard to, you know what I mean? Like, to get excited about it getting an 87.
Sure. Yeah. God, I want to go with games that literally have dates, but like, I also want to fucking go crazy. I want to go crazy. Arc Raiders.
Sometimes you got to swing, you know? Arc Raiders.
Swinging with Arc Raiders. People seem to
That's
really fucking like Arc Raiders.
I considered that in the first round, but I was like, I just got to go the remaster stuff.
I had a growth moment over the weekend, and I offered to try Arc Raiders. So
really,
if the three of us want to
I didn't know
try
about
Arc
this.
Raiders. Well,
yes.
I'm telling you right now.
Yes.
I'm willing to do that.
The three of us want to try Arc Raiders
and not be shitty about it is the other key part of it.
Hey man, I'm proud of you.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, that's big.
This is why I'm doing it for this moment right here.
Right, to get credit.
To get credit.
I mean, I know I'm not going to have time for Arc Raiders in my life, like overall, right?
Yeah.
I can support one live service game at a time, and that game is going to be Helldivers.
Right.
And like, maybe I can add FBC Firebreak if we really like that. But I have a hard time thinking that I'm going to get super into a PvP game. But I certainly want to try it because people have been raving about it.
I don't have a ton of anticipation for this. I think I'm going to play this, but I'm not like hyped about it. But I think it's going to do well, and that is Mafia: The Old Country.
Mm-hmm.
That's also a good pick.
Man, none of us have that.
I'm running out of games I'm excited to draft. Already. I got 4 more picks.
This is good. Like, this is why I wanted to do this many games. We talked about not doing a full 6 this time just because of number of video games, but like, we need more question marks on here to shake it up.
Right.
I say that selfishly.
I mean, I feel like we could have very easily drafted another 12 games because there are still a lot of games coming out. But not a lot that were announced at Summer Game Fest that are coming out this year, which was the point of why we timed it this way.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Okay, I know one of the things that I'm going to pick, which is the amazingly titled Indiana Jones and the Great Circle: The Order of Giants.
Okay.
The base game is amazing. I won by drafting the Sea of Stars DLC. That's got a solid 87. Feeling pretty good about the Circle of Giants DLC being very good. The next game is harder. Well, it's kind of breaking my strategy, but it's a game that like I'm pretty confident coming out this year that I do think is going to be good. I'm going to take Keeper.
Okay.
The next game from Double Fine. That, like, I could see a potential where that gets delayed, but it's hard to... That is a game that was announced, right? So hard to imagine a game that was just announced as coming out in just a couple of months, then getting delayed.
Sure.
That's the hope.
Hang on. I might. Where's my? Where was Keeper on that? Is that Xbox? Yeah, Keeper's set for October 17th. So that one actually has a date. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah, totally. That's what I mean. Is like it's hard to imagine it'll get delayed when it was just announced with a release date in 4 months.
Yeah. Okay.
It's all you, Cody.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah, I think this is probably safe. I'm going Gears of War Reloaded.
Okay.
Safe.
Gears of War is a good game.
Yeah.
And I imagine it's just going to be a better version of that.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. 2 for you, Kyle.
Give me Ratatan.
Okay. That doesn't have a release date, right?
It enters
not.
early access on July 25th. So there should be reviews for it, supposedly.
Okay.
Fingers crossed. Second video game.
So I am getting a thing that it's not eligible because the plan for early access tag has been banned. Do we want to allow that?
Oh, never mind then. Never mind.
I don't think we should change it.
Okay.
Yeah, too late to change. Okay, well, I get 2 others, huh? Chronos: The New Dawn.
Okay.
I don't know for sure that is this year, but they said 2025, so I'm gonna hope Bloober Team does not disappoint.
You're in like because of Silent Hill 2, you're in like a pro Bloober Team mindset.
Yes.
Yeah, you got the horror locks.
What's the opposite of a heel turn? Like that's I feel like that's where you've been with Bloober Team.
Growth,
it's been so negative.
Growth
for
mindset,
so long.
bro.
Totally. That's not what that means, but yes.
Yeah. Ooh. I don't know. Can you look, Cody? Can you look and see if hell, what is that video game called? Vending Dokkan.
What?
Is that it? Vending Dokkan. Yes.
There's nothing with the word vending on here.
Cozy Kiosk.
Is it? Nada.
No. Okay. Fuck. I guess. See, I really don't think that's coming out this year. Garbage Country. We just talked about that on our Summer Game Fest video.
Not up
I think
here.
that looks super neat. What the
It's
fuck?
not up here.
Mixtape.
I was a little afraid of this just because a lot of these games were just announced a couple of days ago that like the
might not be
smaller
updated.
things might not be on there. Yeah. Everything I was looking up I was finding, but I was wondering if some of the like itty bitty indies might not be there.
You do have mixtape on there now.
Got it. Thank you. All right, those are my 2.
Okay. I think I know
Sweet.
what my last 2 games are, provided I can get both of them.
Go ahead and tell me what both are. Just
Oh, yeah,
just
sure.
for fun.
One of them. I honestly feel bad getting this. Oh God, if it's even on here. Yes, there we go. I am going with EA Sports College Football 26.
I was considering that with my last one.
Okay.
I was like, as I was like looking up stuff, I originally wrote that down. I was like, nah, I can't do that. That's too corny. So thank you for doing that so I wasn't tempted.
Hey, you know what?
It's interesting because I'm looking at my release calendar, which does not have things that perhaps would score well that other people are interested in. So,
Same thing with your horror stuff. I'm not tracking any of that stuff.
Right.
Okay, I know one game that I'm going to draft but then it's my final pick, which is very important. And I'm kind of in between like a safe-ish bet and a game that I actually care about. So let me draft the first one, which is Grounded 2. That comes out just in a couple of weeks in July.
It's entering early access, I think, though.
Oh, okay.
Does it count that, Cody?
It is not. It is allowing me to do that.
Okay. Grounded 2.
Oh, no, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not.
You can't add it?
It is going to be early access.
Okay. Never mind. Okay, well then I guess I could take both of these. Okay, first I will take Borderlands 4.
Oof.
I'm not like psyched about it.
Yeah, I mean it's not going to be negative points probably. So
yeah, it's not going to get delayed. It's a
somehow.
safe. Yeah, and I feel like because Borderlands 3 didn't do as well. I think it had like a 79.
Sure.
And I feel pretty confident this will do better because I know the writing will be better, or at least assumedly the writing will be better. And then the last one I'm going to pick, which is similar to my last time I picked Skate Story, which was more of a like me rooting for game. I'm going to go that route, but this game does have a release date, which is Hirogami.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
I'm really rooting for that one. So hopefully it's good.
Yeah, September 3rd.
Okay. Man, do I go game that I'm interested in, or do I go something that I think will probably score better? I'm in this to win this, so I'm going to go score better. I'm sorry, other game. I am going to go. I'm honestly sort of surprised it's not been. Never mind. I already have it. I already drafted Outer Worlds 2. I thought.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, I
never mind.
counterpicked that game
then
because
I
I was like,
pick
"There's no way Obsidian is releasing 2 games in the same year," and I was not only was I wrong, but they're releasing 3.
3 of them. Then I get to pick my fun one, and I'm picking Wheel World because I'm very looking forward to that game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then that
like
locked
that
in my final one because it was between Wheel World and this other one for my final one. Directive 8020 Dark Picture Anthology. Or Dark Pictures Anthology Directive 8020. I think the changes they made there are smart. I think sci-fi horror is a more sure bet. So I feel pretty good about those.
So now we've all drafted our additional 6 games. Now we each will go through, and of those 6 games of the other 2 people, we will pick one more to counterpick. And we will again start with Kyle for that.
Okay. What either won't come out or might not score that well? God, this is
hard.
rough. This is rough.
Yeah, because we were so strategic about things that had dates. So that's...
Yeah, we sure were, weren't we? So what's going to score the worst? Shit. Keeper. I will counterpick Keeper.
Okay. For score reasons or release reason?
For score reasons. I think people will be like, what? This is the new Double Fine game? And they'll be kind of shitty about it.
I feel like every time we talk about review scores, you talk about like people are gonna say, and like these are video game critics. This isn't like rando YouTube commenters reviewing these games on OpenCritic. Like I don't see the reviewer at IGN being like, "What is this?" Like that's just not how that goes. Maybe they won't like it, but I don't think the logic is gonna be what.
Hey, Shay, how about you pick
What?
games your way? And I'll pick games my way, bro.
No, yeah, I'm not disagreeing with the logic of picking that, or I am disagreeing with the logic of it. I'm not
Yes,
disagreeing
you
with
are.
you picking that game.
Huh. I'm torn between two. And they're both on yours, Kyle.
Yeah.
And they're both.
I think they're probably the same two that I am considering.
They're
I think
both
you should counterpick
release
Mina the
date,
Hollower.
not quality. I am going to do. I'm going to counterpick Mixtape.
Okay.
Chronos was at least given a release window of 2025. They gave us nothing for Mixtape.
Yeah.
So.
Well, why do I have... At some point in time, they must have said Mixtape was going to be 2025, because otherwise I would not have it on here.
Well, regardless, that's where I'm going.
That was going to be my pick for the exact same logic.
Yeah.
And Chronos the New Dawn was the other option, purely from I don't think it's going to come out this year. Like, in my mind, if both games released, I could see Mixtape scoring worse than Chronos. But I think in some ways, I think it's less likely that Chronos releases this year. So that was what I was trying to...
Right.
But
Sure.
choice was made for me. I'm going to take Chronos and hope that it doesn't come out. Because, yeah, it's tough. It's tough finding a game that you don't think is going to release.
Yeah.
All right. And I got that added on there.
Okay.
So,
These are our lists.
yeah, these are our lists. Should I run through sort of our additions on each roster?
Yeah.
Sure. So Shay picked up Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4, Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D Remake, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, The Order of Giants, Keeper, Borderlands 4, Hirogami, and Chronos the New Dawn as a counterpick. How do you feel about those, Shay?
I regret Borderlands 4. I'm going to play it. I'm excited to play it, but I have no confidence that game's going to... What?
So, Cody and I have agreed to not play that video game.
Oh, just because you don't want to pay $80 for it?
Mostly because of Randy Pitchford, but yeah.
Well, you can not play a game for whatever reason you want, but
I'll
the
buy it on
CEO being
sale.
a douchebag is a bit of a weak reason, in my opinion. I was considering not buying it just to boycott $80 games, but I think taking out the I actually buy it. But when I think about actually playing a video game, I would have fun playing Borderlands 4, but I'm not excited for it. And of my games, I think it's probably the weakest pick.
Yeah.
Like, it's the most likely to end up at a 77, right?
I'll say we knew about that when we did our first draft and no one picked it up then. So
Right.
there's something to be said about that.
Yeah.
It's also, for me, it's more an argument on we're halfway through the year. There aren't that many games that have release dates now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ain't that the truth? For my team, we picked up Final Fantasy Tactics, The Evil East Chronicles, Sword of the Sea, Mafia the Old Country, Gears of War Reloaded, EA Sports College Football 26, Wheel World, and then Mixtape as my counterpick. I feel really good about those 6 games and their projected scores. So hopefully they all hit pretty well. I as a player of all of those games would love for them to all score really well.
College Football 25 only got an 81,
Wow. Okay.
which I'm very
well,
surprised about.
Yeah, that is very surprising. But it was sort of the return.
This is the first one.
It was the first one. Maybe they'll improve some things. Yeah, that's interesting. And then we got down here, we got Naughty Hog, Kyle's team, which picked up fucking Mina the Hollower, Silent Hill F, Arc Raiders, Chronos the New Dawn, Mixtape, and Directive 8020, a Dark Pictures game, with Keeper as a counterpick. How are you feeling about that?
I think Keeper was the right counterpick. I feel very good about my first 3 and my last one. Chronos, the New Dawn, and Mixtape. I I am nervous that those are not going to come out this year.
What's funny, I think prior to this draft, Kyle, you had projected like 103 or 107 points. That has gone down to 96 points.
Yeah, I don't know how that works.
Shay, you are now projected at first with 177 points, and I am projected at second with 166. Not that those mean anything, but that's just sort of Fantasy Critics sort of projected levels of assumed interest or hype over those games. So they really mean nothing, but yeah, that's where we lie. We have our full rosters now, and we will probably do a more traditional full video like this to wrap everything up at the end of the year when everything's been totaled, said and done. But keep an eye out on the podcast, flagship podcast, for our monthly updates as things come up and get scored.
And the winner gets to pick a game for the loser to play.
Correct.
Yeah.
On stream.
And second place just gets to chill. No stress.
Yeah.
Yeah. The real goal of this is to not lose.
Correct. Not being third.
The toxic competitive goal is to win.
Second place still kind of wins.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. You know, it's really shitty that I'm the one who has to play these bad games on stream because I have the setup. And now I'm going to lose Fantasy Critic and have to play another bad game.
Well, you know, there's a solution to that. Multiple
be
solutions.
better.
That's one.
Be better at Fantasy Critic, I guess.
Yeah. There's always next year.
If I
Have
lose,
less
we're not
fun
doing this next
drafting
year.
Games.
Alrighty, well, thank you both for joining and for drafting, getting your picks in. This was fun. As I mentioned, keep an eye out on the flagship podcast for our updates as things come out and happen. If you have any feedback or comments or want to share any stories about your own Fantasy Critic League, be sure to send us an email at partyselectpod@gmail.com. Otherwise, fellas, we'll catch each other on the next time. On the next one.
Dude, you
On the next time, baby.
nailed it.
I'm good at this. I'm really good at this.
Nailed it.
All right. We'll talk to you later, everyone. See ya.